Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our English Conversation podcast, where you improve your listening skills, expand your vocabulary, and build your confidence by listening to natural, meaningful conversations. Today's topic is one that inspires millions of people around the world. Many people dream of becoming their own boss, creating something valuable, and building a successful business. However, the journey from having an idea to running a real business can seem confusing and even overwhelming. Questions like, where should I begin? What if I fail? Do I need a lot of money? And how can I find my first customers? Often stop people before they even take the first step. The truth is that every successful entrepreneur started exactly where every beginner starts, with an idea, plenty of questions, and the courage to try something new. No one is born knowing how to run a business. Like any skill, entrepreneurship is learned through study, experience, mistakes, and continuous improvement. In today's episode, James and Emily will discuss the most important steps for starting your first business. They will share practical advice, talk about common mistakes that beginners make, and explain why patience, learning, and consistency are often more important than having a perfect idea. So, relax, enjoy the conversation, and let's begin today's English podcast. Emily, I think one of the biggest myths about starting a business is that people believe they need a completely original idea before they can begin. Many beginners spend months or even years waiting for what they call the perfect business idea. They imagine that successful entrepreneurs always invent something that has never existed before. But when we look at many successful companies, we often see that they simply improved an existing product or service by making it faster, easier, more affordable, or more enjoyable for customers.
I completely agree. Instead of asking, how can I invent something no one has ever seen? I think a much better question is, what problem can I help people solve? Businesses exist because they provide value. If people have a problem, whether it's saving time, learning a new skill, staying healthy, or finding entertainment, then there's an opportunity to create a business that offers a helpful solution. Focusing on people's needs often leads to stronger business ideas than simply trying to be different.
That's an excellent point because customers usually don't buy products just because they're new. They buy them because those products make life easier or better in some way. When entrepreneurs pay close attention to the daily challenges people face, they begin to notice opportunities that others overlook.
Another mistake many beginners make is believing they need a huge investment before they can start. Of course, some businesses require significant capital, but many successful companies actually began with very limited resources. Today, thanks to the internet, someone can start offering services, selling digital products, teaching online, or opening an online store with much lower costs than in the past.
Exactly. Starting small has many advantages. It allows you to learn without risking everything at once. Imagine someone opening a small online business while still working at their regular job. They can test their ideas, understand their customers, improve their products, and gain valuable experience before deciding whether to expand. That gradual approach often reduces stress and creates a stronger foundation for long-term success.
One lesson that every entrepreneur eventually learns is that education never stops. Running a business requires much more than simply selling a product. You need to understand marketing, customer service, communication, budgeting, problem solving, and sometimes even leadership. The good news is that we now have access to books, podcasts, online courses, and educational videos that allow anyone to continue learning every day.
That's true. Some people focus only on making money, but successful business owners often focus first on developing valuable skills. The more knowledge and experience you gain, the better your decisions become. In many cases, investing time in learning provides greater long-term benefits than investing money in expensive equipment before you're ready.
One of the most important questions every entrepreneur should ask is, who exactly is my customer? Sometimes beginners try to sell to everyone, believing that more potential customers automatically means more sales. However, businesses usually become stronger when they clearly understand the specific people they want to help.
I couldn't agree more. Imagine someone selling fitness programs. Their customers could be professional athletes, busy parents, university students, or retired adults. Each group has completely different goals, schedules, and challenges. Understanding those differences helps businesses create products and messages that truly connect with the people they serve.
James, I think one reason many people never start a business is that they're afraid of failing. They imagine that if one idea doesn't work, it means they're not meant to become entrepreneurs.
I understand that fear, but failure is often one of the greatest teachers in business. Every challenge provides information. Perhaps customers didn't understand the product. Maybe the price wasn't right. Maybe the marketing strategy didn't reach the right audience. Those lessons become valuable knowledge that improves future decisions. Many successful entrepreneurs experienced several failures before building businesses that eventually succeeded.
Exactly. Instead of asking, did I fail? Perhaps entrepreneurs should ask, what did I learn? That simple change in perspective transforms setbacks into opportunities for growth.
Another topic that's often overlooked is trust. In today's world, customers have countless choices. Why should they choose one business instead of another? I believe trust is one of the biggest reasons.
Absolutely. Businesses earn trust by being honest, delivering quality products, responding politely to customers, solving problems professionally, and keeping their promises. Trust cannot be purchased with advertising alone. It develops gradually through consistent positive experiences.
And once customers trust a business, they're much more likely to return, recommend it to friends, and become loyal supporters over many years.
Let's also talk about money, because many beginners think that making sales automatically means making profits. In reality, businesses have expenses such as supplies, marketing, transportation, taxes, and many other costs.
That's why budgeting is so important. Entrepreneurs should understand where every dollar goes. Careful financial planning helps businesses survive difficult periods and prepare for future growth. Even a profitable business can experience problems if money isn't managed responsibly.
One thing I admire about successful entrepreneurs is their patience. Many businesses don't become successful overnight. Building a loyal customer base, improving products, and developing a good reputation often takes months or even years.
That's true, and I think social media sometimes creates unrealistic expectations. People often see the success, but not the years of hard work behind it. Every small improvement matters. Every satisfied customer matters. Consistency is usually more important than quick results.
If someone listening today dreams of starting a business, my advice would be simple. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because perfection rarely arrives. Begin learning. Start with small steps. Listen carefully to your customers, and continue improving as you gain experience.
I would add that success isn't about never making mistakes. It's about learning from those mistakes, adapting to change, and continuing to move forward, even when progress feels slow. Every successful entrepreneur was once a beginner who simply decided to take the first step.
Today's conversation reminds us that starting your first business isn't only about making money. It's about solving problems, creating value, continuing to learning, building trust, and having the courage to begin even when you don't have all the answers. Whether your dream is to open a small local shop, launch an online business, become a freelancer, or create an international company, remember that every successful journey begins with one decision to start. We hope today's discussion helped you improve your English while introducing useful vocabulary related to business, entrepreneurship, marketing, customers, budgeting, leadership, and personal growth. If you enjoyed this episode, try listening again. Pay attention to the longer sentences, useful expressions, and natural flow of the conversation. Then practice speaking the sentences aloud to improve your pronunciation and confidence. Thank you for joining us today. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in your ability to grow. We'll see you in the next episode of the English Conversation Podcast. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day.